while the rest of us wait for Galahorn, among other things.
Yeah.
All right, so let's look back at Bungie Day, all right, which is a tradition that started on July 1st, 2007. Just want to list some highlights, some things that they've done in the past that to some degree were cool, to some degree some of them were not cool. And I think that ultimately history will look back on year one Destiny's Bungie Day as, okay, this was an off year. Hopefully year two Destiny's Bungie Day thing will be a cooler thing.
I'm going to give them the benefit of the doubt and say it's because they were busy.
Yeah. I think that's fair, and I appreciate you coming around on that because I feel the disappointment.
Tried.
Yeah, no, I feel it with you.
Our mics are like
just stapled to until you rip it out.
That's how I roll. Everything still works, right?
Pretty much. So in 2007, we had gamer picks that were released. There was a special theme made available for Xbox users. This was for Halo specifically, and it was download via Halo 2 for Xbox Live, folks. And on that day, the Halo, I believe they just released more information on like the chopper. Remember that was a big deal in Halo 3, the big brute sort of bike.
That's right.
And that was really fun. And then you had the CQB and EVA variants for armor.
Oh yeah,
for,
that's right.
Halo 3. Do you remember that?
That's
when
right.
they started playing around with sort of you can tweak the look.
Flaming
of your
skulls, etc.
Yep. So in 2008, this was my favorite one. Bungie gave a new downloadable map to the community.
Wow,
Cold
that's
Storage.
big.
Yeah, Cold Storage, which was a remake of Chill Out.
Was it free?
I don't remember if it was free. I think it may have been just because it was Bungie Day.
Neat.
But just one map, regardless. Remake of Chill Out from Halo Combat Evolved Classic. They had a podcast. They put out a video even that day called On the Seventh Day. And Cold Storage, to some degree, let's be fair though, I mean, it may have been a free map. Again, I hate not knowing that, but it was part of a lot more DLC down the line that started to pop up for Halo 3.
You know, looking back, I think they made Bungie Day more about, like, forget the emblem thing. Like, they made that like 30-minute video showcasing all the community people that had become legend. And I think that was their way of like saying thank you.
Yeah, it was acknowledgement, 100%. Yeah, and people want that, and people like that. No, for sure. 2009, Bungie versus the World, which was, do you remember that?
No.
That was pretty nuts. There was sort of some stake bets
I played Halo during all this, so I'm very surprised.
You don't remember that?
No.
It had this really awesome sort of image of a Spartan versus a Spartan, but the Spartan on the left was colored in blue, and it had like a skull, like a dead man's face. And remember all of the
so
the
it
big
was the
joke
cover
on
of
Halo 3?
5 Guardians.
Well, it was the joke. The joke in Halo 3 was when people found out that people who worked for Bungie had specifically flaming heads. They were flaming ninjas. Do you remember that?
Yep.
And there was all the like, what? Like that was crazy. By 2009, the mystery was already revealed.
Yeah.
And the idea of recon armor was out there as well, or a special set of armor that one of them was for Bungie employees.
Yeah.
But if you were lucky enough to play against Bungie and beat them, you were given recon armor, which was something everyone wanted in Halo 3, and you could not unlock.
You had to beat them or beat somebody who had played against them and won. It was something like that.
Yeah, and then
that might have been for Halo. Yeah, it was Halo 3.
Yeah, and I remember in Halo 3 ODST,
Reach.
which initially was called Halo 3 Recon, and then they changed.
Oh
that
yeah,
name.
that's right. I forgot about that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Yeah.
I remember that. Eventually, a set of achievements were set up that if you got all the achievements, you can have. Has recon as it was said.
I can has recon.
All over the internet. I ever tell you the disappointing story of the time that I had all the achievements done except the 2 hours on Firefight?
Oh, no.
The 5 sets. And I got twice to the point where we wiped on the very last Hammer Brute.
Oh, really?
Yes. We got destroyed. And I saved both films on my 360, and it just tore me up inside because we were that close to like having it, and we didn't get
sucks.
it. Yeah, it was absolutely awful. Did you have recon armor? Did you get it?
I don't remember.
What?
I don't remember. I assume no, because I feel like I would have remembered getting it.
Okay. Fair enough. All right. So then in 2010, Bungie, let's see here. All players were awarded a Bungee Chest armor piece in Halo 3.
Oh, nice.
That was basically the piece that caused your helmet to go on fire. So that was a cool trick.
Dude, if we all got a set of armor or like a arm piece or something in
Yep.
Destiny, that would have been cool.
Yeah,
That set our heads on
that
fire.
would have been cool, or just
Or shoulder. It set your shoulders on fire because the night falls while your head's on fire.
No, and there you go. Or make it class specific, right? And
Yeah.
something for the hunter, something for the titan, something for the warlock. Bungie Day only is the only day you could have gotten it.
Yeah.
And then move on, and that becomes a cool piece of history, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's almost as memorable as the loot cave, which was an accidental thing.
Yeah.
Like Bungie doesn't want people to ever.
I like that they
thing.
made that into the piece. No, they made it into a piece of lore. Now when you go in there, it's like
Yeah.
1,000 souls is not enough for Lord Rahul.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. But it becomes part of the oral history of Destiny,
Mm-hmm.
which I feel at the end of the day, or the digital history of Destiny, because it's not just oral. There was that. So then in 2010, they announced that Hemorrhage, which was a remade sort of Blood Gulch meets Coagulation map for Halo 3, was happening. They did that in a special video with the Rev versus Blue creators at Rooster Teeth.
Yeah.
That was also a lot of fun. But they've used Bungie Day in the past as promotional, is I guess what I'm trying to say. Like, not every year was cold storage. Not every year was like something cool that was downloadable. I just want to paint that picture, I guess, for folks. So Bungie Day 2011 brought back the return of Bungie versus the World, and this was actually the image I was thinking of. I'm going to bring it up for you, Destin, because you deserve to see that. You don't remember that?
Okay.
Basically, Halo Hump Day.
Yeah.
You stake us, we stake you. So if you basically
now I want steak.
Yeah, you could have. You could have. Or do you really? You could have won a stake from Bungie had you won a certain amount of games.
Nice.
And
then they stopped doing that because they lost a lot of stakes.
I don't know how many they lost actually, but there was also the release of the Bungie mobile app in 2011. This is before Destiny, and it was just a way to keep in touch with the community.
Okay. 2012.
What did we have in 2012? I don't remember.
This was the first Bungie Day where Bungie was beyond Halo. Bungie gave out new forum avatars, wallpapers, as well as the Bungie store loaded with new swag to purchase.
So it doesn't sound like a memorable Bungie Day, if you ask me.
Yeah.
But I could be wrong. And then in 2013...
They did some symbols at the bottom, kind of teasing some stuff, it looks like.
Yeah. And I guess 2012 and 2013 seemed to be focused a lot around Bungie.net itself. Because at the time, too, there wasn't a Halo game
Yeah,
to
they were
really
transitioning
promote.
to Destiny.
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
And then let's not forget, in Bungie Day, it was more like Bungie Week in 2013. Because we got to participate in that. We had the first interview with Jason Jones in almost a decade.
Oh, that's right.
On IGN.
I forget I was here.
Yeah, exactly.
I was here since
Ryan
2011.
McCaffrey, awesome editor here at IGN.
He's all right.
Got a chance to sit down. Oh,
I do a little show called Unlocked with him. I don't know.
You just want to say he's all right?
No, Ryan's
is that how
great.
it goes?
Of course
Yeah.
he's great.
No,
Yeah.
for sure. And so that was part of that week where we got to, so it was, Jones and McCaffrey kicked off part one of a series of interviews. I think it was 3 parts long.
Yeah.
There was also a gameplay reveal. Their E3 gameplay reveal was basically put out to the public in full form. There were like wallpapers and things like that. Another
They did a
store
ton
sale.
of stuff.
Yeah, and then music as well for the soundtrack from Destiny.
Cool.
I believe there was
What's
something involved with that
2014?
too. Well, that's what we just talked about, pretty much, right? I mean, the idea
No,
that
that's this 2015.
this is
It's
2015.
2015,
that's right.
Jose.
Wow, how
what
did I forget
happened
that?
last year?
So this time around, let's see, and we're reading this off of the Bungie Wiki. To be fair,
Oh, it was
so
our
we've been doing
IGN
some-
first.
Yes, that's
so
right.
our IGN first was Bungie Day
So
2014.
we participated in it.
I was the
twice.
producer on that. Ryan was the editor on that.
Really?
Yeah.
Tell a little bit of that story. I mean,
So-
can you? It's
yeah,
a year later,
I mean,
but why not?
we went to Bungie and I got to play Destiny for the first time, and I got really hooked. It got its hooks into me, so to speak. And I'm like, oh man, I'm gonna play this a lot. And then there was the beta and the alpha, and we gave away some beta codes on the site, and we showed off gameplay on a lot of the maps on 4 of the maps for the first time. I did a strike with James Sy, and I couldn't remember how to say Sepix. Yeah, I was like, what was his name? Sparkix?
You say that in the video?
No, I call him Sepix, but it took like a few takes.
Okay.
Because I could not remember the name of the dumb
So in
servitor
the Let's
at
Play
the end of
with
that.
this gentleman, you
Yeah.
basically screwed up a few times.
Yeah, it was a really, really fun event. The production went really well. Mike Horn, one of our editors here, cut an amazing video for the
Yeah,
teaser.
Mike was
And
awesome.
it was one of our best performing IGN first ever.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay,
people
didn't know
people
that.
were really into Destiny, and yeah,
How many hours did they let you play? Just out of curiosity. I mean,
the whole
it's been a
day
year.
basically.
You were there just
Yeah, we got to play.
nonstop.
We got to play through the strike. We got to play through. Not really much of the story. I think we killed like the wizard at the beginning, You know, yeah, it was fun though.
Okay. Do you remember? Last quick question for you. Did you get to see the end game stuff at that time?
Like raids?
Like raids? Like
no,
Atheon.
we did an interview about the raids though
Okay, I remember
with Luke.
Yeah.
And
Luke was on the raid team back then. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was with Luke, and we talked about raids and what they would be, and we used the footage that was available, which is very little, and we were talking about Vault of Glass.
Okay. Okay.
We got to see Vault of Glass.
I heard McCaffrey got to play part of it, and I was like, no.
Yeah.
So that did happen. Was it only McCaffrey, or did you get to touch it too? Think back now. I know this.
Yeah.
You're not that old.
I think Ryan played, and they played a Templar.
Okay. Okay. You played 2 Templar.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I watched Jason Jones play it.
Do you remember anything different? You remember everything
the
the same?
Everything was basically the same.
Okay.
Nothing really changed. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Still up to Templar was pretty cool. And this is before like these days where everyone just stays on that perch. One guy runs around activating the Templar.
Yeah. No, they did it legit.
Yeah, they did it like legit.
And it looked like I'm like, how are people gonna do this? You know? Yeah. This is gonna be impossible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. And I remember you coming back. I was very excited because I was supposed to be on that IGN first, and I ended up not being available for it.
Yeah, it was me, James, and Ryan.
And Marty. Marty got to go. Yep, Marty got to go.
Yeah, you're right. He was.
Yep.
Sorry,
and
Marty.
I remember because you showed me a video of a Titan just shoulder checking an enemy on in the Cosmodrome.
Oh yeah, we revealed a level 29 character or something, and it was a Titan, and he had Red Death, and it was, I believe it was Luke, or no, it was somebody else. It wasn't Luke. It was the dude with the red beard. He's a really cool guy, but anyway, yeah, he showed it off.
Okay, sorry to put you on the spot with all these memories, but I feel like if we're going to talk about Bungie Day, and if we're going to talk about, I mean, looking back, we participated in
great Bungie Day for the month of July on IGN first. That's cool.
So Bungie Month is what it should have been called. Is what you're saying. Yeah, I remember.
Should have called us this year Bungie. Jeez. Yeah, we could have helped you out.
Yeah. I guess the reason I wanted to pull all this up is because I did want to look back realistically at what they've done in the past, and I feel in some years there were lower years than others. When there was a game to promote, it felt like there was a little more. And again, we said it already, but with the Taken King around the corner, that has to be what's pulling resources. But it's a shame because, you know, Bungie has a very vocal, very large community that participates in their forums, that is talking about them on Reddit, that is on like sites like Planet Destiny and Wikia and IGN, talking all the time and evangelizing their game. And it's just unfortunate that this year they're not really getting a great reason to
do that. Maybe next year. There's always next year.
There is always next year. Yeah. This is true. All right. Well, I guess that's it, right? Yeah. That's our show for this week.
What are we supposed to plug at the end of the show? I don't even know.
I forget.
Get IGN Prime because it takes away ads, I think.
Wow. Anything else?
I don't know the promos. IGN Prime, you can subscribe to IGN and it takes away ads from the site.
Yep.
I just pulled really hard.
So you don't have to
now you can move your mic around a little.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
You don't have to worry about ad block and things like that.
Yeah.
Also, thank you for supporting Fireteam Chat. This is our weekly show on IGN, but we're not the only show on IGN.
Oh, there it
There's
is.
Plenty of stuff.
There's the PR man.
Including Podcast Unlocked, which Destin
amazing show.
Yeah, amazing show.
When I'm on it. No,
we thanked everyone for coming out to the house party last week, correct?
No, I don't know if we did, but if we had a house party about a month ago, or not a month, a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for coming out and supporting us. We ran into a lot of fans. We did talk about this.
Yeah.
But thank you again. That was really awesome.
Cool. And as always, you can leave us feedback. You can head on over to iTunes and leave us a review. We're always curious to see what you have to say. Definitely. And definitely look out for more Fireteam Chat in the future. And
until next time. Come on, Jose, do it. Until next time, Guardians out.
Out.
Come on.